Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here, and in this video, we are looking at a great Seiko 5 limited edition with the Seiko 5 SRPK17. So in this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website at teddybaldassarre.com as an authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout the video, if you have further questions or are looking to buy this watch, check out the link in the description down below to the product page. Without further ado, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. Now, the Seiko 5 collection has been the entry point to watch collecting for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of collectors all around the world over the decades, myself included. Its combination of charm, robustness, and styling has made them easy to love no matter where you are in your watch collecting journey. In recent years, we've seen a rehaul of the Seiko 5 collection though, including a new logo, new models, and upgraded movements. The limited edition piece that we have here today has much of the same familiar features that we've come to love from modern Seikos, yet calls back to 1968 for inspiration with its case and bracelet, honoring the earliest days of the now storied history of the Seiko 5, known as the SRPK17 55th anniversary. This watch is limited to 15,555 pieces, and when it's gone, it's gone. So let's take a closer look. Now, despite the variety in Seiko 5's collection, the case styling follows a collective form that is recognizable across many parts of the collection. However, in the case of the SRPK17, it deviates greatly from the traditional standard we come to expect from Seiko 5s. First, looking at the dimensions, the case diameter is 39.5 millimeters, the thickness is 12.7 millimeters, and the lug to lug is 43 millimeters, presenting on the wrist almost like a square watch given its absence of traditional lugs. In totality, I would say the watch wears slightly smaller than its proposed case size, though given the unconventional approach, it should create enough visual attention on the wrist to never have you thinking it's too small to wear. The central case is of a singular structure, foregoing the use of traditional lugs as mentioned, instead featuring a case that extends over the 21 millimeter bracelet opening, featuring drilled points for the spring bars if you ever did want to change the strap out. Given the lack of clearance from the case, the options available to you will be more limited than normal, but in theory, 20 millimeter lugs should offer enough variety if you did want to move away from the bracelet. That considered, the bracelet is a key part of what makes this design unique, showcasing horizontally lined links that curve to the wrist, eventually meeting at a stamp clasp with a 2-button release. The bracelet has a distinct look that is a part of the watch's endearing formula. However, it is not exceptional in its quality, especially with the clasp. It has pin-adjusted links, and it is a stiff bracelet given the single link structure. The interior parts of the case and bracelet are brushed apart from a small sloping angle at the very top and the bottom of the case that is polished, with the case sides following suit with a polished structure, including a small unsigned crown, partially protected by the curved nature of the case, which makes it harder to get a grip of. The crown is of the push-pull variety, and when combined with the screw-down case back, enables the watch's 100 meters of water resistance. The bezel is marked with a time-elapsed scale, though is friction fit, leading to no audible or tactile response when rotating. Set inward is a hardlex crystal that is slightly domed, offering a clean view of the dial underneath. Apart from the case and bracelet, the other hit of nostalgia that comes with this piece that washes over you is the styling of the dial, which feels directly pulled from the period it aims to honor. In center focus is the old school printed Seiko 5 logo, contrasting off the black backdrop at 12. Along the outskirts of the dial is an inversely lined minute track where the background is gray, and then the indications of the minutes are done by way of the black dial surface showing itself. Raised indices mark the hours and contain Seiko's LumiBrite material along with the hands, and shines with impressive intensity. We have 4-line text at 6 calling to reference some of the traditional features of Seiko 5s, including the charming blue sports text at top. The baton hands at center assist with time telling, and the last pop of color comes from the red second hand, pasting around the dial outskirts. The day-date window at 3 is framed and also will come with a color-matched day-date window. For the SRPK17 for the US, it features English and Spanish days of the week, and for the day of Sunday, will also feature it in red to match the second hand. Turning the watch over is a closed case back protecting the Seiko 4R36 caliber on the inside. Seiko's 4R collection of calibers took off right where the older non-hacking and non-hand-winding 7S26 left off, providing a reliable workhorse intended for use inside of Seiko's most attainable watches, with the 4R36 first being unveiled back in 2011, coming with 3 hands as well as a date. While it's not a movement that's going to wow you by way of its feature set or its looks, the 4R family of movements movements are arguably the most reliable and frequently used calibers from Japan, only rivaled by Miyota, seeing use in millions of Seiko watches as well as being seen in countless third-party applications across the industry. The 4R36 operates at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour, features hacking and hand winding, hacking stopping the second hand when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and has a power reserve of 41 hours. While the quoted accuracy standard of the 4R36 is wide at -35 to +45 seconds per day, anecdotally speaking, the vast majority of Seiko models we test perform much better than the standard, including this model running close to single digits a day. Don't take that to the bank, but another anecdotal example of Seiko outperforming this wide range. So now let's conclude here with some closing thoughts on the SRPK17 limited edition. So just to speak to both sides of the argument here, because I think on the surface, this watch brings a lot forward and a lot of things that people will enjoy and really almost have a sense of nostalgia about when reminiscing about their entry point into the Seiko 5 collection from years ago, or if you're maybe a new person getting into Seiko 5 for the first time, something exciting to take a look at and kind of fall in love for the first time. Now, a few points of criticism for this watch that I think come out when it comes to its build is going to be the small crown. It's very hard to get a grip on, given how it is going to be recessed into the case. Also, the bracelet and clasp, not going to be premium. This is also not an area where Seiko is going to excel, but given the less area for clearance for straps, it will limit you and probably want you to tie yourself to this bracelet more than you would otherwise with some other Seiko 5 models. In addition, this bracelet is so much a part of the design and approach and the feel around this piece. Further, the audible and tactile response from the bezel is not going to be there with its friction fit, and you are paying a premium for all of this, considering this is a limited edition model for 15,555 pieces, which isn't all that limited, but for Seiko standards, we'll let it fly. But now getting into the pros for this piece, and I think this is a model that, for myself, when you look at it, that is really what's telling you the story and selling you on this piece. There is an element of the vintage aesthetic with its logo, its bracelet, its bezel design, dial design that just feels like you are pulling something straight out of just retro heaven. And for those of us that are Seiko 5 lovers or those that have an affinity or nostalgia tied to these models, this is going to be a hard thing to pass up. You're getting the time-lapse bezel, which will add some added utility, although it is going to be friction fit. The case size is very wearable, and given its case shape, it is going to lend itself to a wide variety of wrists. The lume is simply fantastic, still getting 100 meters of water resistance in the process, and there really is currently nothing else like this from the Seiko 5 collection. If you were somebody that was looking to some pre-owned models of vintage Seiko 5s, and then you stumble on this, and you know you're going to be getting a movement on the inside that is going to be robust and last for years, if not decades, the proposition here starts to make a lot more sense. And given the limited edition run here, I think Seiko understood that when they decided to create it. So who is this watch for? It's for lovers of Seiko 5, it's for lovers of vintage Seiko 5, and even beyond that, a watch with a ton of vintage charm that probably will appeal to even people beyond the realm of Seiko 5 enthusiasts. All right, guys, that's all we have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That really does help us out, so I would appreciate it. Also, if you are in the market for this watch, it is available on our website, teddybaldassarre.com. We are an authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. Also, how we're able to fund all of our productions on our main channel is through selling watches. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd love to have your business. We know you can buy a watch in a lot of different places nowadays, but it allows us to keep doing what we're doing, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.